Alright guys, somebody's having a bad day at the office. So we've got a Vauxhall Insignia 2 litre CDTI with 150,000 miles on it. It's a 2014. These engines are basically the same throughout all the Vauxhall range. There are a couple of different engine codes, but the engine overall is the same. There are some slight variances. These have got the pressure sensing glow plugs that are really expensive. This had 15,000 miles ago a brand new high pressure fuel pump, water pump, timing belt kit. It this morning was running perfectly fine. The driver, it's a taxi vehicle, so it does a few miles, gets used quite a bit. The driver turned it off to help a customer and went to crank it again, and it wouldn't start. Now, as we can see, the previous person, we've got red dots. So they put red dots, got a mark on the cam there to time this up. They put a dot there, which is pretty close to where it should be actually, because right now I have the locking tool in the cover, in the cam cover. There's an Allen key there, you just remove that and then you put this tool in and then you rotate the engine and it'll lock, and that will stop it from rotating in either direction. That locks the cams. As you can see, we've got the pin in the diesel pump. You can see that the little notch is lining up with the corner here. You can see that this notch here hasn't really got anything to line up with, unfortunately. I don't know why they do it like that. I mean, there's supposed to be two different versions of these. One's supposed to be done with marks, and I think you're supposed to point it up at one of the bolt holes or something. But this one, oh no, it has actually got, it's just where somebody's rubbed it. So yeah, so it's got marks on it that are sort of useful, but then there's actually the tools that you put in to pin it that make it work. So the top end, that the pump to the here is right, which means it's not a high pressure fuel delivery problem, because if you get these timed right, sometimes on vehicles it'll cause it not to run because it gets the high pressure fuel on the wrong part of the stroke. But it builds fuel pressure fine. It just acts like it's got no, it sounds like the timing's out, to be honest. And when you come down here, you start to understand how bad it is. So you see that bolt there, just behind this timing lever, that is supposed to line up with that hole. So you're supposed to put a pin straight, and supposed to take that bolt out and then put a pin straight through there, and that lines up the tool with the bottom end. And as you can see, that top mark is very close to where it should be. If I can get this to focus, there it is. You can see, just see that mark there that they put on. And you can see it's about 3 or 4 teeth out. Okay, this side here is rotated down slightly. So this is probably a tooth. Yeah, it'll say a tooth. This should be a tooth further up. But if you put that tooth further up, that does not get that little mark there back there. It is about 3 teeth out, and this engine will not start and run, as I said. So I'm going to have to pull this apart, reset the timing, and then see if it will go. Now this is not where the story ends though, because the other problem that this vehicle has that I have noticed is we have antifreeze down inside the glow plugs on top of the intake manifold. Now, side note, if you don't know, these intake manifolds are water cooled, so you can probably guess why there's antifreeze all over there. So the problems with this do not stop there. Now, as you can see, the header tank's actually very low on water. In fact, it's pretty much empty. It was fine 2 weeks ago when it was serviced. So I'm not sure if the water leaked into the intake when it was turned off, which hydro-locked the engine, causing the timing problem. That is, at this point, what I think happened. I think the timing jumped because the cylinders or the valves were stuck and it couldn't physically turn it over, so it just jumped the timing. Now, this belt is loose and the tensioner is not tight. Whether that was done when this was installed, I do not know. Obviously I've got to get the engine mount off to reset the timing anyway, but I'm not sure if the tensioner is faulty. It is a possibility. Maybe it was badly installed, maybe it was a bad tensioner, I don't know. I will reset the timing. I'll leave most of this off. I'll reset the timing, just plug the air meter and that back in. If it starts, once the timing's set, then I will put a whole new kit on it, water pump, timing belt, the lot, and just to be safe, because it's not worth the risk of having a faulty tensioner and it happening again. So yeah, just thought I'd share this one with you. I may do another update video, depends, but yeah, there we go. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you next time with the next strange adventure or the next piece of information I decide to share. Cheers.